call the meeting in order. Roll call, all commissioners present. Discussion possible action regarding plan unit development with Verizon Wireless. And looks like they are requesting approval of plan for a cell tower to be placed on a portion of Pacific Coast Master Plan property located on the southeast side of town. So, Sherry, do you have anything?
No, except for you guys approved Pacific Colts plan in 2007, and the portion that SBA Towers, Verizon, is that the only names you gave me? I thought you gave me a different name today. Did I have that right? Okay, it's designated for commercial use. It doesn't say, we didn't approve a specific commercial use when we approved that plan, but and where it's located, I think it's appropriate. There's already a tower there for NAU on the MPC property and a tower for Z92. There's 2 or 3 towers on our property on MPC, which is not very far from this. All the property owners were noticed. No one contacted me.
And it looks like, according to the map, it's between where the housing is and the last exit. Is that correct?
It's just south of Columbia, I think. The Swell Farms, that PSI, the big warehouse building. There's no housing.
May I come up?
Sure, go
okay.
ahead.
My name is Reg Destry. I'm representing SBA Communications. So yeah, it's over on the northeast part of town here. It is where Hermosa comes across. Mm-hmm. It's south of Hermosa, next to the farm there. And here I've got just a little site plan. I don't know if you saw it, but here's the site plan. And this was submitted. That aerial probably works even better, but
That's Pacific or PSISC, the Swell Farms building.
Okay.
This is the Bread of Life Mission. This is the Bread of Life mini storage, and this is the old campus.
Okay.
So it's all vacant
that,
land.
right, yeah. Okay. So it looks like the city has recommended that we approve the plan as submitted. If you have anything to add, I'll go ahead and turn it forward to you.
all I would say is if there are any questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, I don't really have much to add. I mean, there's no one that's opposing this.
Is there any questions from the commissioners?
We like these easy ones.
I saw that you tried to co-locate. What kind of responses did you get from other tower owners in the area?
Yeah. So the sites that I looked at when I was originally doing this for Verizon, they actually wanted to be kind of along Route 66. So I looked in that area. It's not really a good spot to put up a new site because there are houses nearby. And then I started looking at the city water tank as a possible option, but it didn't sound like that was really going to work well. It's kind of a local it's an icon, frankly. You know, people see that and they see it the same way. It's a really nice looking tank. So I also looked. There was a site, a small tower right next door, pretty full. The two towers that are right near this one. So if you look here, they're over on the NBC property. So there's about a 300-foot guide tower there, which is owned by the FM station. And if you look at that, about the top 150 feet of that thing is covered with some FM transmitters. So that didn't have a lot of height to it that was available. And then the Northland Pioneer College tower is actually really full as well up at the top and is much shorter. It's about 120 feet. So the sites were put into Verizon with the co-location options. Also, I put one in that was proposing to replace there's a ball field just off of Hermosa, just north of Hermosa, and west of the interstate. And that location I put in, the engineer didn't particularly like it. There actually is a pole there now that has a small, I'm imagining it's probably a public safety omnidirectional antenna. But that particular location, the engineer didn't really like. Verizon did like the option. Originally, we had looked at doing a new site on the small pharmacy property here. And in fact, due to the zoning there, that was actually would have been allowed just to go to building permit. But alas, things did not work out with the leasing there. As you may have noticed, they've kind of increased security lately. So because of their particular use, I think they were a little hesitant to have people even every 4 to 6 weeks coming and going. And that kind of moved us back to the Pacific Hole property, which is the biggest spot in the area. And Verizon looked to SBA as part of an area-wide thing they're doing statewide. And in fact, similar to what was done in the county along Highway 260 with Sun State Towers, where they look to some of these tower companies to develop the towers, market the towers as multi-carrier towers, and that's what kind of brought us to this location. And in fact, they've secured a lease with the owners there too. So.
Any other questions, comments? Well, I would recommend that we approve the permit with the condition that, of course, what's mentioned here is that all city zoning codes, subdivision code, and state laws be followed when developing the project. Just need a motion.
That's all moved.
Second.
After
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
I have one question
Oh,
for you.
certainly.
This roadway that you're gonna be putting in, is that gonna be maintained by Verizon? Who will be maintaining that roadway?
That driveway is actually there already.
It is.
Yes.
Is it a dirt road?
It is dirt, and as luck would have it, it's been driven on enough that the stones have actually laid a pretty decent base there. It doesn't appear to wash out. I mean, I just drove it again today in the Nissan rental I have, so the access seems pretty good. SBA would generally be the one that would maintain it, the tower company, and that is part of their lease agreement with Pacific Hold. So they would look to maintain it back to wherever the designated roadway is. And in fact, I'm not even sure what the name of the road was. I thought it was Columbia, but now it looks to be Barger that goes east and west there. So it would head back to there. I don't think they'll even need to put DG over it at this point because it seems eminently drivable.
No. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there anything else come before the commission?